Y'all know what we're doing here. No intro needed. More theory. In video 15, the Theorizer, Madagascar, the mind-blowing conspiracy theory. Let's get right into it, dude. Let's get right into it. I need to actually untangle my earbuds first, because that would be a good thing to do so that they're not bugging the hell out of me when I'm doing this. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, next. There we go. Whew. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. I got more water. Let's go.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm the Theorizer, and I absolutely love animated movies. I'm so sorry I haven't gotten around
to
really
movies as well.
much of them lately. You see, they were all scheduled for early 2018,
okay.
So here you go. Anyways, today I'm going to be looking at the two main villains of easily the funniest DreamWorks.
Let's look at these villains.
Franchise. For those who are unaware, in the first Madagascar film, all of the animals have escaped the zoo, and they've arrived at Grand Central Station, where all of the humans are running wild in terror.
Except for an old lady.
All except an old lady.
Yeah, an old lady.
Who's just walking slowly and casually until she suddenly lashes out insanely and viciously attacks Alex the lion with karate? Yes, it is bizarre that she has such insane attacking abilities and the capability to literally flip a multi-100-pound lion. Then she yells bad kid.
I mean, it's kind of weird though, if you think about it, that out of all the humans that were running away when the animals escaped, it was that one old lady that was not fazed by anything and in fact fought Alex. Like, unprovoked, completely unprovoked, nothing to do, just started beating on him and using karate moves on him. Then yelled bad kitty
at him. When the police have the animals surrounded, the old woman somehow bypasses their blockade and disables Alex by destroying his testicles. We also see her in the Christmas special entitled The Madagascar Penguins in a Christmas Caper. She purchases Private, the penguin, thinking he's a chew toy she can give to her poodle, Mr. Chew. While she sits watching the game, her dog fights the penguins behind her, and when she realizes what's happened, she blames the dog for her trashed apartment. It's not until Madagascar escaped to Africa that we see her again, and this time, not as a cameo. She's the main villain. She's on an African tour, and she encounters Alex again. She whacks him with her handbags some more, and he yanks her from the touring vehicle. The fight that ensues really demonstrates her abilities to us, whatever skill she's trained in. Obviously, she has some sort of training in, I'm assuming, karate, or at least what's left of it now that she's in old age. The rest of the film involves her methodically calming down a massive group of panicked tourists, establishing an entire African safe haven, preaching fearlessness, and even beating up an even larger lion.
What?
According to the bonus.
Huh? Who is this woman? And how is she, like... I never thought to even question who this old woman is until this video. She was the only human in Madagascar 1 to fight back against Alex unprovoked. Nothing happened between her and Alex, she just started doing shit. Somehow managed to disable Alex by kicking him in the dick. And then movie 2, she's the fucking main villain. Hello? Who is she in Madagascar 1, and how all of a sudden is she like this driving force in the second movie? Something's up. Something smells. Dare I say it? Something smells sussy. Sussy. Bogus. I'm just gonna continue.
She brought said massive lion back to New York in a kitty cage.
Yeah?
I'm assuming she's moved on from Mr. Chew at this point.
Maybe.
But this old woman, known only as Nana, is nothing in comparison to the third film's villain, Captain Chantal Dubois.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't she Dubois?
Unrelenting animal control officer hired to capture the group of animals.
Yeah, because that was like the driving thing in Madagascar 3. There was like these animal control people that were sent to kidnap these animals and to hide from the animal control. They decided that it would be a good idea to get a job as carnival animals, which is where the circus comes from. You know that one, the very annoying one. You know, but Dubois is the main villain because she's the main leader of the animal control team, and she's the one that calls all the shots. I'm willing to bet that, and I'm theorizing about the theory, I'm willing to bet that he's going to come to the conclusion that Nana and Dubois are related. Somehow, through some weird details and specifics, Nana and Dubois are related. I don't know how that could make any plausible sense, but I feel like that's just crazy enough for him to come to that conclusion and present evidence and details that make sense. That's what I'm willing to bet. I am willing to bet that his conclusion is that they're related. Nana, Dubois are related. How? I don't know, and I don't even know if that's going to be his conclusion, but we will
She's got
find
Nana's
out.
abilities, but to the utmost extreme. It looks like she's trained in the most effective fighting styles, perhaps Krav Maga, and definitely parkour. Her
course.
abilities are in fact so powerful that she borders the abilities of a Terminator. That's her equivalent. There's no doubt about whether she's trained or not. This woman is a titan.
Yeah,
But
Dubois is something else, dude. Like, she's not human. Like, I don't think that someone like that is physically human, because she does things that are like, why would an animal control team go this far to kidnap animals? I'm trying to think. Why wouldn't she do this if Nana is the same person? No, Nana's not the same person, because that wouldn't make sense if Nana and Dubois are the same person. Because she was in Madagascar 1 and 2, and Dubois is in Madagascar 3. The only thing I can see is that they're related. Somehow. Somehow Dubois and Nana are related. But how? How? Oh my god. Nana told Dubois about the animals. Nana told Dubois about the animals. She saw the animals, or at least Alex, in the first two movies. Come the third movie, how does Dubois know to kidnap those specific animals? She must have been tipped off somehow. Nana told Dubois about the animals. Nana told Dubois about the animals. Nana told Dubois about the fucking animals. If this is right, I'm gonna pop the fuck off. If I'm right about this, prepare your ears for if I'm right about this. Holy shit. If I came to that conclusion before the Theorizer did, woo!
She can survive anything she's hit with, and she won't be slowed down at all.
Yeah.
She has a deep understanding of the animal's psyche and how to communicate with them. She doesn't second-guess their massive plane or the fact that they're driving cars, but her visions, impulsive, reckless determination, and her perception of reality exceeding ours meets her with almost every single symptom of what psychologists would call schizophrenia. She sees reality in frames, which allows her to dodge dozens of speeding bananas and allows her to roll out from
So she has schizophrenia, okay.
Time. She knows the exact placements to make in order to crash through windows and walls. She knows how to jump extremely high, and she's been trained on how to land from massive heights. She was only caught by the police when she overestimated her smarts, and she fooled them all in a matter of hours, trapping them in their own cell. She was only outwitted by the penguins when she thought the circus was run by an actual human. She apparently has the ability to heal her partners with her voice, and she ultimately succeeded at returning Alex to the zoo. Case in point, she's been trained to the maximum, only being defeated with her own tactics.
No, wait, no. Nana didn't tell Dubois about the animals. Well, she did, but what if Nana trained Dubois? Nana trained Dubois, told her about the animals, sent her to get the animals. Because that's it! That's fucking it! Holy shit! Nana trained Dubois to kidnap the animals! Holy fucking shit! Oh my god! That actually makes fucking sense! Holy shit! Oh my god! Is this what it feels like for the theorists to come to a conclusion like this? I feel fucking enlightened. Holy...
Tranquilization. She's one of the most swift humans in the entire world, capturing hundreds of animals, including our very own Mr. Chew. Which brings me to my main point. The mind-blowingly concealed connection between Chantel and Nana. Someone who's a normal viewer might say, it's just a kid's movie, they aren't connected.
No, they are.
I would refer them to one of my many other videos on DreamWorks films to convince them otherwise. Someone who's a smart viewer, one that likes to think outside the box and theorize, might say that there's a chance of them being biologically related.
Oh my god! Oh my fucking... I said that!
You just need to look for the evidence, such as the rare trait of blue eyes they share, or other little genetic similarities. But someone who's an intelligent viewer, someone who considers all possibilities of critical thought, might say that the relationship goes far deeper than that.
Huh?
And it definitely does.
Wait.
First off, Captain Dubois is obviously schizophrenic.
Yes.
She sees hallucinations of animal musk, she has clear delusions of being an unstoppable goddess of animal entrapment, she has rapidly changing moods when she's in her mode, although she has a great lack of emotion overall. She's very apathetic and has no care about the repercussions of her actions. She's all around quite unstable. But could this simply have been a result of her training? We'll get back to that in a minute. Nana is Russian, as indicated by her accent and big fluffy hat I've seen on other stereotypical Russians. Dubois is very obviously French, as they established
she's
many
French.
times. So a biological relationship is very unlikely. Not impossible, mind you, but still very unlikely. There's the chance that they could have been trained together, though. Nana has clearly...
Oh my god. Oh my... It's not exactly what I said, but... Yeah, correct, yeah, they fucking train together. They so fucking train together. Oh, I need to, It's just, I am so fucking gigabrained. I am so goddamn gigabrained.
got less abilities than Dubois, but that's just because of her very old age. They have the same methods of attack, except Nana's elderliness reduces her to simple flipping, kicking, and punching. In Madagascar 2, the tour guide approaches Nana after she's been brutally attacked, and she's totally fine. He tells her she's one tough cookie. Nana promptly says, "Brownies, Troop 416, Yonkers." Brownies are a subdivision of Girl Scouts for those unaware. So she was a Girl Scout when she was younger, about age 7 to 10 if she was a brownie. And Girl Scouts are a worldwide thing, so it could have been in Russia, though it's very improbable based on the context. Besides, she says Yonkers, and Yonkers is a city in New York State. It's very close to New York City. But here's where we encounter a problem with the plot. And on this channel, plot holes don't exist. Whenever I find one, I exploit it because they're great canonical evidence for a theory. The plot hole is this. Nana, while fluent in English, has a very thick Russian accent and indicates to the viewer that she's lived there for quite some time. If she moved to New York when she was 7 to join Girl Scouts, then there's a good chance that her accent would have easily morphed into an American one as she finished growing up. There's not a 100% chance that it would have, but it's very probable. So is she lying then about being a Girl Scout?
Yes.
What purpose would that serve? Well, there's definitely more. Notice how she responds to the man very quickly when he simply says, "Cookie."
You are one tough cookie.
Troop 416, Yonkers.
A word not even being used in the context of an actual cookie, like Girl Scouts sell, but rather just, "You're one tough cookie."
Yeah, one tough cookie.
He immediately jumps to telling this lie. It's almost like she wasn't responding to the word cookie, but rather to him saying, "You're tough." It's a psychology thing. For people to have prepared statements and to give too much detail when they're lying, to respond fast and prepped. So if she's hiding her karate training by masking it as a part of Girl Scouts, why? What is the purpose? Why conceal her true training?
I don't know.
It means it's something confidential and important, not just a karate class, certainly not damn Girl
She trained with
Scouts.
Dubois.
It's something deeper. Something that also gives her this ability to live in the woods, construct a miniature civilization, and calm down a massive amount of people. Something that warrants her having multiple secure locks on her apartment door. Something that I'll get back to in just a moment. So that was shady and deeply interwoven, but let's move on to someone extremely crucial to bridge the gap between
Mr.
Chantel
Chu.
and Nana. That someone being Mr. Chu, Nana's dog. As
From the
we know
Christmas.
from the Christmas Capers special, Mr. Chu is a very old dog. He's lived with Nana since she was quite young.
Yes.
He's old, and appears to be actually rabid. He may live in a New York
I mean,
apartment.
yeah, I mean, that's obvious. He's old as hell and he's rabid. I mean, that's obviously apparent from the Christmas Caper short. I mean, literally, we know that her dog's a fucking rabid beast, you know?
But we can see from pictures on Nana's wall that she took him on a previous trip to Africa. Seems to be a regular thing for her. But get this, Africa is a high-risk zone for contracting rabies, and certainly is where he could have gotten it. Namely because the last happy picture of him shown during the credits is the Africa one. The following picture is just a silhouette image of him with crazily sharp teeth. Then the pictures end. It's like he just contracted it. He eats random objects that aren't food. He has a viciously open jaw, abnormal aggression, bloodshot eyes indicating a possible fever, chronic excitability.
I mean, those are all, like, symptoms of rabies. I mean, Nana took him to Africa, and he got fucking rabies. Kind of a stupid move there, Nana, huh? Think if you're fucking smart and know karate and can do all these things, you know better than to take your dog on a fucking trip to a place where it can easily contract rabies. The bitch fucking stupid.
Signs of drooling and a lack of coordination as he jumps around like a maniac. Mr. Chu acts normal around Nana, but when alone or when his silhouette was being created in the presence of a person he did not know, his emotions shift rapidly and he goes crazy, like rabies causes dogs to do. The only problem is that rabies in dogs lasts for 10 days before they die, and that would mean something rather sad. It would mean Nana and Mr. Chu had just gotten back from their annual winter trip to Africa,
Yeah.
and she'd had him put down due to the rabies,
Of course.
likely after she assumed he destroyed her apartment. Many people go on trips to hot climates during the winter, so they can escape the cold, especially when they live in a place like New York. We later see her in Madagascar 1, which takes place after the special,
Yes.
and she has a deep hatred for animals such as lions, perhaps because she's depressed that she had to put her canine down.
Maybe.
She used to go so far as to buy Mr. Chu stuffed animals of Alex, but now she's depressed that her multi-decade-old poodle has died. In Madagascar 2, she goes on her annual trip again to honor Mr. Chu.
Yes.
And as revealed in the bonus commentary, she picks up Makunga and takes him home in a cage. Well, that was one massive but accurate tangent I just flew on, but it's a
Yeah.
great fitting deduction. So how am I using this small fact of rabies in my grander
Yeah,
theory?
how?
Take a moment to again ask the question, how does Mr. Chu make an appearance on Dubois' wall? Well, the only way this could possibly happen is if Nana hired someone she knew could get the job done. Chantal Dubois. And that is Mr. Chu on her wall.
Yeah,
It
of
isn't
course.
just a reused dog model of a poodle by DreamWorks. That's his character. To prove this, just look at how most of the other animals on the wall were not modeled for this occasion, and are actually repeated over and over on the wall. And of the couple models that aren't repeated, Mr. Chu is one of them. If you still choose not to believe that, then you can tell by the reddened eyes that it is
Yeah,
Mr.
that's
Chu.
definitely Mr. Chu.
These films are very superficial, but when you find any small thread you can tug, it pulls open the entire nether side of these films. Everything we aren't shown, and it all connects. So now we have direct proof that they know each other.
Yeah,
it's all here, but how do they know each other?
I mean, I fucking knew that they knew each other. I called that at the beginning of the video. I knew that they knew each other. Nana hired Dubois. That's a fucking given. That is literally a given. If Dubois has Mr. Chu on her wall, but Nana doesn't, I mean, come on! It's fucking obvious.
Well, we must move back to the point about their training. Captain Dubois has a chance of being Russian, though her French last name says otherwise.
Yeah.
And she isn't the type to get married, let alone...
Dubois is an insanely French last name. I mean, there's no shot that she is biologically related. Because there's no way that she can be Russian. French accent, very French last name. I mean, Nana's very clearly Russian, Dubois is very clearly French. There's a non-zero chance that they're biologically related, but it's a very, very minimal chance. Even if it's non-zero.
Get a new last name. Her accent could have redeveloped over time, but that's all less probable. The voice actress almost makes Dubois sound like a younger, more French version of Nana, but it is still very improbable. So perhaps they're friends, trained together, the skills
maybe.
they share. And the only job required of such training that I can think of that would require Nana to compulsively spew a prepared lie about would be some sort of secret spy team or police force.
They work
Based
together.
off of her age and her locations, Nana matches closest up for, I kid you not, the KGB, a decommissioned Russian spy chilling in New York. Chantal Dubois matches closest to the DGSE, the intelligence agency of France. She'd have been decommissioned after the stress-induced psychosis and retired to an animal control officer to fit her love of taxidermy. However, these two intelligence agencies are decades and countries apart. There's barely a connection at all that we could use in this situation. Nana would have been trained before Dubois was conceived, and all of this proves one thing, that despite everything I've been saying, there is still one possible biological connection, and that is Dubois being Nana's niece. Dubois' French last name wouldn't need to be given from marriage so long as her father was French. But Dubois' mother could very well have been Russian, an Agent 2, Nana's sister, and that training could have rubbed off onto Dubois.
Maybe.
It's the only way.
Huh.
Logically, and what is received when these evidence threads are connected. Chantal Dubois' mother is the sister of Nana. From a young age, Dubois shows...
Okay, that makes more sense than whatever I said. I mean, they probably work together, yeah, sure, but, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. Whoever Dubois' dad was, okay, carried the last name down to her, which means whoever the mom was had to have had a completely different last name. Meaning that whoever Nana's sister is must have gotten it on with Dubois' dad and made Dubois. I mean, it makes sense. That's the weird part. It makes total sense that Nana's sister could very well have birthed Dubois. And that's how they related. Dubois is Nana's niece. That makes sense.
Keenness for animal abuse, as we know from her little speech at the beginning. Such parents logically would have had her distracted with something else. Parkour? Krav Maga? Perhaps Chantal's mother was a KGB spy inside of France, and she married her father when the KGB dissolved. Chantal is French. Chantal is also Russian. The films make sense, and as crazy as this theory sounds, you cannot deny the evidence shown.
I can't.
Whether it be the mega lock on Nana's door, or Mr. Chu pinned to Chantal's wall, there's only one thing that can connect it all. And I've done, to the best of my ability, what many smart viewers of Madagascar have already tried, tying the two main female villains together. I hope you were enthralled, or in the very least entertained. Until next time, I'm the Theorizer.
I was, and that was a really fucking amazing theory. Lots of pausing, lots of epiphanies, lots of shit here. I did not think that a theory like this could make me go crazy like that, but it did. And the next video that we do will be us looking at the over-the-hedge pattern. Because, yeah, that's the next theory in this DreamWorks More Theory playlist. But until then, I am Bad at a Hill 24. And I will see all of you in the next video. Later.